The President is at the White House tonight. In a moment, we'll cross to ABC correspondent David Lipson outside there. But first, here's his report on how the day unfolded for Team Trump.
From the beaches of Miami to the Latino-heavy suburbs, a red wave washed through Florida. Donald Trump flagged the risk of a lurch to the left if he lost, and it hit home with Cubans and Venezuelans who fled socialist governments. On some streets, the president's followers faced off with their opposition. In Washington, D.C., what started as a jubilant celebration for Joe Biden soon turned ugly as the race tightened. Black-clad militant activists marched downtown, camera-shy.
Be asked to stop filming.
Okay.
To stop filming.
Okay.
And looking for trouble. Having thrown everything into the final stages of the campaign, the president thanked his staff at Republican HQ, his voice gravelly, but his confidence never faltered.
Winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not.
Amid fears of chaos or even violence at the ballot box, Election Day went relatively smoothly.
Just flip it over if you want to do that.
There were some reports of intimidation, supporters getting too close to those about to cast their ballots, but not much more.
This is history in the making, ladies and gentlemen.
Voting had to be extended in Nevada as some polling stations didn't open on time. There were long lines to vote. Turnout could break records all over the country. In true Texas style, some even arrived on horseback.
It's going to be so wonderful for our country because we get to open up America again, and we all want that.
He's reached out to the common man and has supported jobs, bringing jobs back to America.
Donald Trump, the disruptor, has done it again, defying the pollsters and the pundits. Joe Biden's camp hoped a clear win for the Democratic challenger would signal the end of Trumpian politics. Whatever happens now, Donald Trump is here to stay. New Yorkers hoping to blow their horns to a Biden landslide were left only with a mournful tune.
David Lipson joins me now from outside the White House. David, how is that statement of the President's tonight likely to play in America at a time when tensions are already very high?
Lee, it's very serious indeed. There are tens of millions of Trump supporters who, going into this election, were absolutely convinced that he would win. They never believed the polls. And now you have the President claiming that the election is fraudulent and that he has indeed already won. What the security experts are concerned about are elements of the fringe of Donald Trump's supporters who have said that they will take up arms if they see tyranny coming in this country. Now, whether that happens or not, we don't know, but Donald Trump is very much setting in place the conditions for that to happen, and what happens going forward is anyone's guess.
David Lipson, thank you. For his part, Joe Biden claims he's on track to win the White House and has thanked Americans for their patience with the count. The career politician has made a number of runs for the presidency. This report from North America correspondent Catherine Diss.
This morning, Joe Biden was exuberant. He returned to his childhood home in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where he was met with expectation and hope.
Hey everybody, how are you? It's good to be home.
His wife Jill revved up the crowd in Florida.
And are you ready to tell Donald Trump you're fired?
We'll meet you in D.C.
While his running mate Kamala Harris told voters in Michigan,
Today is the day.
voters in Delaware spent hours in the cold to cast their ballot.
It's time for change. We need change. And we're not going to get it with the worst person that's in there already.
I just really respect his policies and his focus on really bringing this country back together and making it kind of a more peaceful place to be.
I am hopeful things will fall, that it'll be on the Democratic side, both taking the presidency but also the Senate.
Pollsters promised they'd be more accurate this time and predicted a seemingly unbeatable lead for Joe Biden. But the vote was not as fast or clear-cut as Democratic supporters had hoped. Just after midnight at a socially distanced car rally in Delaware, Joe Biden's exuberance was still on display.
And it ain't over till every vote is counted, every ballot is counted. I'm here to tell you tonight, we believe we're on track to win this election. We knew because of the unprecedented early vote and the mail-in vote that it was going to take a while. We're going to have to be patient.
The candidate, who sold himself as the working-class boy made good, is now focused on the ballots of voters in the nation's Rust Belt.
What we're seeing now is not including the early vote. And the early vote is the one that Democrats feel the most confident about because they encourage their voters to go and vote early.
After a 5-decade career, including 8 years as Vice President, 78-year-old Joe Biden is still hopeful this is his time.
Keep the faith, guys. We're going to win this. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Catherine Diss is at the Biden camp in Delaware. Catherine, what's the mood at the Biden camp and what's the likely reaction to President Trump's announcement that he's won?
Yeah, look, we haven't yet heard or had any sort of formal response from the Joe Biden camp yet, Lee. But there is an obvious sense of disappointment here on the ground that any sort of hopes of a landslide victory have now been dashed. We heard from Joe Biden a short time ago. He's remaining upbeat. He and his supporters still think that there is a path to the White House, particularly through those Rust Belt states. As you know, Joe Biden campaigned on trying to heal the deep divisions of this nation, but they have seemed more apparent than ever tonight. Where we are here in Delaware, it's deep blue Democratic country. There is a great deal of support for Joe Biden, but that is not reflective more broadly of the American electorate, and I think that's what we're seeing play out tonight, Lee.
Catherine, thank you.